Hello, this is Yama of Yama Bonsai and welcome to another episode of the Bonsai Academy. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share our movies so that we get a broader viewing of everyone in the bonsai scene. So, today we're going to talk about this incredible sabina juniper which we grafted itoigawa juniper on. So, as a lot of people say, a sabigawa juniper, or what Danny Hughes would say. This is a tree that I bought from a customer that was a tree with a very extensive long trunk, and all of a sudden I saw this part on top of the tree. So the customer was quite bored of the tree and he didn't like it a lot, and I saw a lot of potential into it. So this tree had a massive straight trunk, and in another episode we have removed some dead part here, separated the live vein, put raffia here and bent the tree more down and repotted it into this pot, training spot, to create a more compact tree. And as you can see, because this first was the top of the tree and here was a long piece, that we created much more movement. The live vein here survived with the compression of the tree, and we made it into a much shorter, much more compact tree. Afterwards, Andres Bicocca came and this was quite flat. It was beautiful, but it was quite flat. So what he has done is he has created much more relief, or how do you call it? And much more textures into the deadwood. So we create much more movement, much more shade, etc., to create a much more more interesting tree. Then this tree was grafted with a very fine juniper itoigawa foliage, because this is the sabina. But what we notice is that when you graft itoigawa, a very strong species of juniper, on a sabina, because sabina is quite fluffy, is that the foliage is starting to resemble a lot like them, but also they take up the same quality of bark in the tree, and the live vein starting to grow much easier and bigger as well. Normally with a sabina juniper, the live veins that don't grow that thick, but it's like the roots and everything gets stronger and the live vein gets thicker, because here we still have some here you can see that the live vein got bigger because of what we've done, but also because of the good growth of the foliage. And here you see still that part. So what we will be doing today is removing this old dead bark so we can expose this live vein a little bit more. Then at some parts we are going to remove completely the old foliage because the growth here is strong enough. Then, because here the tree is a little bit too flat, and I would like to bend or put the tree in more into this position, because you see a very beautiful movement. And then here, the movement that you see here is quite interesting. I'm going to try to bend that part more to the front to create a more compact tree, and also to see this movement in this position a little bit more. So probably we need to crack this part open of the gem so we can compress this area closer to the trunk. This foliage, or the first branch, or maybe this is the first branch, they will come closer here as well, so we can see more beautiful movement into the tree, and that's quite important as well. So here we're going to remove the foliage. We're going to make some deadwood as well. This foliage we can cut, this one as well. This one will be a back branch. This one we will remove as well. With this part we are going to create movement to create an apex over here. So my idea is to have maybe a first branch here with this foliage, but this we're going to still keep until this part is a little bit stronger. We're going to wire it a little bit more up, because if you wire the foliage up, it will grow directly to the sun and it will grow much harder. So I've noticed with junipers, when you wire them, they get stronger as well. So we can create a branch here, a branch there. I want to see this movement over here, so with this one we can create a back branch. Then here with this foliage we are going to create an apex over here with a branch that will be here and maybe here as well, so that we can create a picture frame all around the most beautiful parts of the trunk, and that you can create a very dynamic, beautiful bonsai out of it. Okay, so while I'm working, I'm going to talk a little bit. That's it. Okay. So as I told you before, here you can see where it's dead and where it's alive. Here it's a lot more bigger. And it's important to remove the bark over here, because otherwise the dead wood will rot much more easy. So we're going to remove this until the living vein. And you can use a lot of different chisels to do this. Or grafting knives as well. Now you can also see the beautiful detail that Anders Bikoka made to create textures in it. So there will be more depth into it. And now it needs to age for 1 year, and then we're going to clean it and put lime sulfur on it. So if you can see, this is dead, but also when you press on it, it feels hard. Well, if you press on this one, you can just feel the sap flowing through it, so it feels much softer. You can press it in a little bit if you're a little bit careful. And also how you can see that it's dead is if you go until here, you will see a reddish white line, and then you know that there the vein is starting to live again. So here we have the big bark, and then if we look a little bit closer, here you start to see a little bit of white stuff and reddish, so it means that there the vein is going to live again. So look here, this tiny part of white and red. It's maybe difficult to see on the camera, but you can use several tools like chisels, like this kind of tool, to clean this bark off. And maybe in future we can start to sandblast it again. Also, you can see that here the live vein got much bigger. And here wood is starting to rot a little bit. So Always remove rotten deadwood, because otherwise it will rot even more. And that's because here it's, how do you say it? Here it's touching this part, and because there a lot of moist goes in, so it's better to open it so that we can save this beautiful gin. This is a very good tool to remove rotten parts, and with this sharp tool you can easily clean the bark off of a live vein or of a dead live vein. So there's also a tool that you can find in a wrap shop, www.yama, and then what's it called, the dash bonsai.be. Also be very careful for your fingers. Here you can see, look, don't know if Peter can zoom in, but when it's starting to live you see this red piece and then this white. So this white is the cambium, and there your live vein is going to live again. So on this piece it lives completely. And it's always good to always remove until where it lives, and then also starts to get bigger and bigger again. So here, this small part. I don't know if you see it on the camera. Okay. Okay, so we have cleaned the live vein a little bit, or we have cleaned the bark so that here the live vein, you can see it's a lot bigger. Also, I'm not going to clean the bark off, that it will be very smoothly red, because also some naturalness into this is quite nice. So if you can see, this looks quite beautiful. Now what we're going to do is, this graft is very strong, so I'm going to remove the old sabina foliage. As you can see, it's starting to resemble a little bit, but this is still a bit more compact and more beautiful. This is always quite fluffy, so if you can see, they grow a lot from down and they hang like this. So then we're going to start to gene this. Maybe in future we will remove this. Then here also a part of foliage that we can remove, like this. This part here is strong enough as well, so we're going to remove this part as well. And then this one. This one is quite long, so I will be removing this one until here. Here, this part we can remove as well. It's also quite straight. And then here I can remove a little bit more so that we keep this part, so this one will still grow. Here we have itoigawa foliage, and in my opinion this still needs to grow, so I'm going not to remove it completely, but we're going to remove some of the old foliage here, so that this will get or create more air and light into the tree. Then this one, this gin goes to here, so I don't think we need these as well. So I will remove these also. Here we have this one for this one. So this one I'm still going to keep because this is still not super strong, but I hope in future will be better. What I'll be doing now is I'm going to remove the bark here and here a bit, and here, and to create genes, to make it even more spectacular. Maybe if it doesn't fit, I can still cut the genes away in future. So I'm just going to keep it to check if it fits the design. If not, then no worries, because this tree is one and all drama. So also, because here we don't have any foliage anymore, this shari will get bigger as well. So we will create a much more live vein here and a little bit of a bigger shari that will look awesome as well. Okay. you can see, we ended up with a little bit less foliage. We still have a little bit of the original foliage. So, and we've cleaned most of the bark off already. I'm going to do a little bit more when I have a little bit more time, so I can clean it a little bit more properly. But this is for a video, and it's a lot of time that you need to put in doing good deadwood work. So I'm going to do already a little bit of bending work for you guys so that you can see it, and then afterwards I'm going to finish the deadwood a little bit later. Okay? Now important is, if you can see here, then this is quite flat. So I want to make the front of the tree a little bit more here. Also, then the live vein is not at the front of the pot when it goes into another pot, and it will be more in the back. Maybe in future we will twist it a little bit more behind. Now very important is, because this will be the front, you don't see this beautiful magnificent piece of deadwood and live vein and twists. So what we'll be doing is, I'm going to put a guy wire here and bend this part closer to the trunk to compact the tree a little bit more as well, to compress it a little bit more, and to see this beautiful piece a little bit more. So I'm going to check what would be the best way. So maybe if I bend it here and compress it to this side, then it will twist a little bit. It would be easier if I would cut this deadwood part off, but I like that it splits into two here, so I'm going to try to compress it together with it, and if it snaps, then it snaps, so be it. Okay? Some copper wire aluminum stretches when you're trying to bend, so it's better to use copper. Let me check, maybe here it's easier. I have a screw in here, and maybe I can make it completely there, and a little bit longer. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to press it around the screw. More or less like this. Okay. And here. Okay. And now I'm going to try to compress it against the trunk. Not very easy to do so. Okay, let me check how this already looks. It can go a little bit more, so let me check. There are some gins down here that are a little bit in the way. So I'm going to cut these off. Also, this live vein is still a little bit flexible. So that's why it moves a lot. Because I had it very carefully attached to the pot, but I removed these wires as well to do my work a little bit easier. So after this work I'm going to attach these wires again so the tree will be steady in the pot, because this is quite important. So now Peter can help me, because I need to compress this a little bit more, and Peter is going to pull and twist. Dus ja, hier trekken en dan die kant draaien. Ja. Alleen als ik zeg ja, en oppassen met die eind. Ja. Okay. So as you can see, we have this branch now over here. This can become a very beautiful gin. This one I need to clean a little bit more. This one can become a branch here. Then these ones we will be wiring so that we can create a branch in the back and an apex to this side. This one we will wire to have a branch here and a back branch. And then here we still have something, a small branch that we can create here in the back as well. So I will be wiring this now, and then we can let the tree rest. So we have bent it a little bit more. So here you can see this movement very beautifully. Here we're going to have the first branch, or maybe here. Then this one in future we can bend, but I want to bend them or wire them and shape them when they are all the same strongness. So what I will be doing now is, as this one still can become bigger, I'm going to remove the foliage that is growing down. And I'm going to clean them in the interior part as well. So our outer line, probably this branch will come a little bit more to here, and this one to here. We can create a foliage cloud here and one over there. So I will be cleaning it a little bit more so light and air can go into it. Also very important is that these branches also will be alternating, that we have a very clean, beautiful structure. And all the foliage that's growing down we are going to remove. And what I'm also will be doing is, probably we're going to create a little bit of movement in it, and I think we can cut it here, and these will grow out to there. And then we need to check for alternating foliage. So left, right, left, right, left, right. So this one I can use to have a back branch here. And here is one that's growing too much down. So what I will be doing is cutting this one. And clean the foliage in these junctions here as well to create a very beautiful branch structure. So as you can see here, we are going to create balance by cutting this one, but also this one gets stimulated. And we think them that these are alternating branches as well. So this one in future will go here. We already could wire it, but I'm going to wait until these are healthy and stronger as well. So we will have a foliage cloud here, one here in the back. Now this one is touching the soil. So what I will be doing with this one is I'm going to bend it up with a guy wire. With this one I'm going to use aluminum because it's softer and better. Like this. And then I'm going to fertilize it quite good so it can grow very well. And then I hope in around September we can start with the first styling. So then we're going to create beautiful movement into these branches. So as you can see, by doing this, we also create depth in here with this branch. So this one's going down, this one will go more to there, and here we create depth. So next time I can wire this one more to here and this one more to here. Or maybe we can put it to at the top of that one. Wait, let me check if this is possible, because that would be much better as well. Like this. And then this can maybe be supported by the gin over here without hurting the graft. Let me check. Okay. And we're going to clean these junctions and everything that's growing down again. And make the foliage alternating so you can create a beautiful foliage structure, foliage cloud. Then this one we're going to bend with a guy wire a little bit more up so it will get stimulated to get more growth as well. You need to be careful still with the graft though, so that the graft will stay on quite well. So what we'll be doing is like this, we can attach it to this gene. Okay, like this we're going to support on these branches as well, and maybe it's not bad to clean this one a little bit out as well, so that more air and light can go into it. Okay, like this. This one I already started to support because this one was very, very weak. So I'm thinking about lifting it up to this branch because it's already supported here. Maybe we can try to lift it a bit more up here. And then ready again, a guide wire lifted up there. Just with a single hook. Just with a single hook like this. Then we have this apex. We're going to check. This one will be a nice branch that can grow here, and also here one in the back. So what we can do is we can already clean there as well. Clean the junctions. Clean foliage that's unnecessary. Foliage that's growing down. Like this. Then here like this. And here like this. You need to bear in mind that with this one, this will be the downside because we will be bending this one to that side to create an apex over here. So this was it for today. We are going to stimulate and give it a lot of fertilizer. We're going to attach it very tightly to the pot again, that it doesn't move too much. And what we've created is more beautiful movement, compacted again, cleaned the tree a little bit. So in September we're going to possibly wire it. So I hope you like this episode. If you want to see more stuff like this, because this is working in a more future way of the tree, building a tree slowly but steady, very clean, very nice, very good. And sometimes with doing this you can improve a tree very, very well. And this tree, if you see from how the tree looked at first sight, you will not imagine how it looked. So this is quite nice and quite a good development that we'll want to teach you, and that's very important as well. Okay, so if you can see, we already cleaned it very beautiful. We're going to put a lot of nitrogen fertilizer on the tree. Also give a lot of fish mix, so fermented fish, for the foliage, because the junipers just love that. Okay, don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you until the next time, guys.